All I gotta say is good job, Team Nowhere. Sachio, Nanbu, who was the MVP, and Joe actually pulled this off. But yo, let's talk about this episode. There was a lot of interesting things to talk about in this episode. Quick synopsis, we find out more about Mikio's AI gear that it detects electrical signatures in other gears to actually counter it, making the AI good in a sense, making Joe honestly the perfect fighter to actually go against them. Initially, I predicted something like this. I was thinking more so speed or the AI couldn't detect Joe, which is correct. But this is good. So I was thinking Mikio actually, his reason for not fighting Joe was he was scared or he would lose, which he's got to lose because Joe needs to get in there. But we find out that from Joe, and I really believe this, I think Mikio really didn't even care about all that and even knows this as the creator. He just was like, Joe's not really worth my time. I'm gonna fight this stray dog. Let me secure my spot in Megalonia. Here's some blackmail. Get out of my way. Let me go about my business and win this tournament and take over this company. So it's interesting to see that Mikio, he's not scared. I think Joe was spot on about that. He has the same look, by the way, that Yukio gives Joe and Nambu, which they do comment on, and I really like that. Mikio and Yukio are very similar in a sense, but they just take two different approaches. I don't know if anyone else sees this. You can tell that they're brother and sister. They both look down and give this type of glare to Nanbu and Joe. I haven't seen the Versace as much. They really haven't had that many interactions. But they both have that glare that you're below me. I'm going to be the company owner in Mikio's stance, and I'm the president. And they just give that prideful, I am a Shirata family member look, you know? They have that in the eye. They have that look. They have that behavior. The only difference between them is that they both take two different approaches in life. Yukio said to Mikio that I finally see why our grandfather chose me as a successor, because I make the rules. If you look at her actions throughout this entire series, that fits her to a T. Think about it. Yukio's mindset is, I will do all I can to get whatever I want within the rules without breaking them, right? Her action of when she walked out and Joe almost hit her with the motorcycle, she's like, oh, okay, that was my bad. I'll pay you off. Or even when Mikio was going to be chosen by the council before all this, she was like, okay, well, we haven't had a chance to decide on it. I'm making the call. We're going to delay the fourth person. And within the rules, she sent Sugar R. Heel to fight Mikio. And she was planning to send Joe. She did all the things to get what she wanted without breaking a single rule. Mikio, his approach is very similar but different. So he will take every shortcut, every possible route, and even not officially break the rules, but kind of break the rules to get what he wants. He's like, what's the quickest method to get what I need done? His mindset is, why would I fight Joe? Like, you know, like, all right, let me do some information on this guy, look him up, learn some things. Oh, he's not even an official citizen. Why am I going to take time out my day to do this fight, you know, the right way, instead of just eliminating him and going about my way to Megalonia? I'll secure my spot. That's less time spent, less battles, and I can get what I need to get done. One question for you all in the comment section. Why did Yukiko do it? You see that she reacted to the word genuine article when Nambu said it to her, saying that Joe's the real genuine article, and that Yuri said to survive in the ring, you have to be the genuine article, right? What is it about genuine article that you think triggers or affects Yukiko? For me, I really think that Yukiko wants to be the real deal, the genuine successor, and feel like she deserves it. My favorite part about this episode was the conversation between Mikio and Yuri. Very interesting topic. Basically, Mikio goes through and says, hey, I know a thing or two about handling animals. You know, originally it was in reference to Burroughs, the Bloody Lion, who'd he'd have to fight to then fight Yuri in the finals. And then he goes into this ramble about, do you know the difference between men and animals? And then he points out and says, much like I did for that stray dog in the ring. Then Yuri kind of walks off with the dog, which I will comment on in a second. And Yuri says, if an animal does sink its teeth into you, it won't let go, especially when it comes to stray dogs. Yuri is speaking from life experience. Joe has came all the way from the slums, became Gearless Joe, and moved up to all the way up to 17th place just to fight him. Joe already has his teeth sunk into Yuri. Now it's time for Mikio to actually learn that. The one very interesting thing after that conversation at the end of it that Mikio said, "And which are you, Yuri?" That can mean a couple of things. One, I think he's calling Yuri a dog. Not a stray dog like Joe, but a loyal dog. A loyal dog to Yukiko, his sister, right? This could also mean a couple things. Like we've been saying, junk dog, stray dog, dog this, dog that, basically meaning people from the slums. Or just, you're not really worthy. You're not really a human we acknowledge, right? Maybe Yuri actually either comes from the slums, or he originally was poor, destitute, didn't have any opportunities, whatever it may be, and that's how Yukio picked him up. Yukio could have found him and said, "Hey, I'll take care of you. You can box, maybe you're a good fighter. I'm going to give you this dope opportunity under Shirada, where you're provided money, a training facility. You're provided anything you want, but you become a loyal dog of me, and I need you to fight and be my champion." Another thing, remember that dog that was with Yuri the whole time? I like that the dog was kind of, upset at Mikio, just like Joe is upset at Mikio. And you see that Yuri and the dog are actually pretty cool. I think, if there were different circumstances or situation, Yuri and Joe would actually be pretty cool. They're like rivals. Yuri is a respectable rival. When you see from episode 2 when they're fighting, they have some type of, in my opinion, mutual respect for each other. Yuri respects Joe and even tells Mikio, yo, this stray dog, he's not gonna give up. He has some form of understanding or connection with Joe. And I believe that Joe, to a degree, even though he really wants to fight and beat Mikio, he wants to have a good battle with him. He wants to win. He has some form of admiration or respect for him. Another interesting conversation in this episode that's really important was the conversation between Nambu and the Mafia boss. So the Mafia boss tells Nambu before he goes out, people can't change their true nature. You can leave the underground, Nambu, you can make all these friends, but you'll still be a scorpion. You realize that there's a limit to how far you can go, right? So first, to you all, let me know what you believe this meant in the context of the Mafia boss to Nambu. I'm very curious to hear your takes on it. My take on it is, Nambu, you're still a fraud. You're still a plague. Bad things come from you. You can't become this real thing that can get into Megalonia and get these success. You already messed up. You're not going a step further. I believe this scene was to show Nambu and all of us that in things you just can't do it alone. Each character, a part of Team Nowhere, Sachio, Nambu, and Joe really made this work out. Sachio in the sense of when they were talking to the Mafia boss earlier, that, he said, we got some intel. Sachio got bucketed the boss. He didn't know this dude's a serious Mafia boss. He's like, this better be some good intel. We need it. Not to say that did a lot, but I think that did provoke the boss to be like, you know what, whatever. Let me just go get this intel real quick. Nambu went out of his way to try to convince Yukiko to say, hey, can we make negotiations to get a fight? She said no. He's like, all right, well, I'm letting you know that your brother blackmailed us. He has dirt on our past, and he's a shady character, and this is wrong. And if we're going down, you're going down with us. Nambu's plan alone did not work. Even Sachio earlier was like, Joe, Nambu will handle it. He got this. He didn't have this. And then Joe, at the end, when he drove in with the motorcycle, not getting the fight, and yelling we gotta fight, we gotta fight. And Yukiko being like, okay, well, I'll let these guys fight. If one scene happened without the other, it wouldn't have worked out. If Nambu didn't talk to Yukiko and Joe showed up there, then she would have been like, no, you don't have a role here. But if Nambu just talked to Yukiko and Joe didn't actually go crazy and ride up in there, they wouldn't have had the fight. So one couldn't work without the other. And I believe that even Sachio had a role in it. So this whole scene that you realize there's a limit to how far you as an individual can go, right? it takes a team. It takes multiple people to get the desired results. And that's where I believe that came from, or that significance of that scene. Other than that, we got a fight next week, man. Like, the next episode, episode 8, we're going to finally see a fight between Joe and Mikio. I really like that they did all this instead of just having Joe fight him directly. One thing I'm extremely glad that they highlighted is the fact that Mikio is not afraid of Joe. Even though Joe has an advantage and Mikio can't rely on his AI, like, Mikio's not scared of him. He just felt that he was not worth his time. So I'm really ready to see this next battle, and definitely let me know any cool things that you see, agree with, or disagree with in the video. If you enjoyed the video, like it. Let me know what you think also. And yo, you all have a good evening. Thank you very much for watching. Sub if you want to continue to follow the content. And yo, it's been another day-to-day review. See you later, guys.